Once in the small town of Willowville, nestled quietly between rolling hills and sprawling forests, there stood a mysterious old bungalow at the end of Maple Street. The townsfolk had always whispered stories about this solitary house, tales of a ghostly figure known only as the Horror Man, who was said to wander its dimly lit halls. The bungalow, with its creaky wooden floors and shadowy corners, beckoned the curious and daring. Little Lucy and her best friend Tom were two such adventurers, and they often spent their weekends unraveling the mysteries of Willowville. With backpacks filled with flashlights, notebooks, and snacks, they set out one chilly evening, determined to uncover the secrets of the spooky bungalow. As the sun slipped beneath the horizon, painting the sky in shades of purple and pink, Lucy and Tom stood at the worn iron gate. "Are you ready for an adventure?" Lucy asked with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Tom nodded, clutching his flashlight tightly. The duo pushed open the gate with a rusted creak and tiptoed up the cobbled path, their footsteps echoing eerily in the quiet evening. The front door, once vibrant red, now peeled into curls revealing weathered wood underneath, groaned open with a hesitant push. Inside, the air was thick with dust and age-old secrets. The moonlight cast long, angular shadows through the broken window panes. Every sound seemed to be amplified in the vast emptiness. As Lucy and Tom moved through the rooms, their imaginations conjured monstrous visions out of the dust and shadows. In the living room, a grand fireplace dominated the wall, its hearth cold and empty. Above the fireplace hung a portrait, a stern-looking man with deep-set eyes that seemed to follow them wherever they moved. "I bet that's him," Tom whispered, pointing his flashlight at the painting. "The Horror Man." Suddenly, a soft whisper echoed through the room. "Do you hear that?" Lucy asked, her eyes widening. The whisper grew louder, but it was indecipherable, a blend of windswept leaves and distant murmurs. With courage bolstered by curiosity, they followed the whispers that seemed to guide them through the darkened corridors. Upstairs, they found a small study with shelves lined with dusty old books. One book, different from the rest, was not covered in dust and caught their attention. As Lucy opened it, a cool breeze stirred the pages, and the whispers filled the air once more. "It's not the house that is haunted," Lucy realized aloud, her voice a mixture of awe and wonder. "It's the stories inside it." The Horror Man, as they learned from the book, was once a kind man who loved telling stories. His stories were so enchanting that they had taken a life of their own, whispered into reality by the winds that swept through the bungalow. Realizing that the Horror Man was not a ghostly figure to fear, but a storyteller to celebrate, Lucy and Tom left the bungalow with new inspiration. As they walked back under the starry sky, they promised to share the amazing tales of the Horror Man with everyone in Willowville, transforming fear into wonder. And so, the old bungalow became a place of magic and imagination. Whispers were no longer feared, and the stories of the Horror Man lived on, captivating the hearts of every listener brave enough to